Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ben here. Let me close my garage door real quick. Today we're going over just a few things. I wanted to talk about intensity in CrossFit and in intensity as a mathematical principle in CrossFit. And it's not just like, oh, he's going, that's a really high intensity workout, he's going really fast. It's like a measurable thing that we can actually calculate. Like we can get a number that rates your intensity to a certain extent. Intensity, what it is, mathematically speaking, is power. Intensity is power. And for those of you who have done physics before, power is the amount of work that can be performed in a certain amount of time. Okay, so I'll show you that visually. Intensity equals power, which equals work divided by time. Okay, so for example, this is sort of an arbitrary number because we're not really talking about, I'm not really going to get into physics here, but, if we're doing a certain amount of work in a certain amount of time, let's say we're lifting 1,000 pounds in 1 minute. Okay, 1,000 pounds in 1 minute. That doesn't mean that we're lifting 1,000 pounds once. It means maybe we're lifting 1 pound 1,000 times and it takes us 60 seconds. Likewise, we could lift 100 pounds 10 times and it takes us 60 seconds. Our intensity there is the same. Okay, we could lift 500 pounds twice and it takes us 60 seconds. Intensity is the same. Okay, so intensity is not just some arbitrary thing where like that was an intense workout and it's done at that, right? You can actually measure intensity and find out which things are actually more intense than other things, okay? So the one way we talk about it a lot is just in terms of total weight moved or, volume of movement or repetitions performed. So, since we're saying intensity equals power, which equals work divided by time, mathematically, if we can do more work in the less time, then we're going to have a greater intensity, okay? And greater intensity is what we're chasing, all right? That's what we want, is greater intensity in our workouts, because that forces our body to adapt and to improve. So the greater intensity that we can achieve in a workout, the better our body is going to adapt. Not necessarily the better, but the more our body is going to be forced to adapt to what we've done, okay? So high intensity equals greater results, and so intensity, the higher we can get it, the better, all right? To a certain point. So three things real quick that can help us with getting our intensity up, just mathematically getting our intensity higher, okay? Number one is your transitions in your workouts, okay? This is one thing that a lot of people waste a lot of time on. Not waste, right? Like you might need that time, but it's one thing that I see that a lot of people could cut down on a lot, okay? So cutting down on your transition times, this looks like, when you're doing a set of toes to bar and you drop and you walk all the way around the room, then you come back to the bar to do your next set of toes to bar, and you drop and you walk and you come back. You don't even have to say, that you're doing those toes to bar unbroken. You can still do 3 sets of toes to bar, but instead of, taking a 15-second break to walk around the room and take a couple deep breaths and shake your grip out, just take a 10-second break, right? And hop back up, and you've saved yourself 10 seconds. If it's a 5-round workout or whatever, that's 50 seconds, almost a minute saved over the course of the whole workout. Transitions are one thing that people take for granted and saying, how is this person's score better than mine? How are they beating me? Transitions are huge in your overall workout time, which means that they're huge in your overall workout intensity. All right, so transitions is one thing that you can really focus on that will help you improve your overall intensity in the workout. Number 2 is going to be movement speed. Okay, so that's it. It's kind of like what we talked about earlier, where I was saying, if we're talking about 1,000 pounds in a minute, you can move 1,000 pounds, or you can move 1,000 pounds once in 60 seconds, or you can move 1 pound 1,000 times in 60 seconds and have the same amount of intensity. Now, those are 2 very extreme sides of that, but think about it in terms of this one, right? 200 pounds 5 times in a minute versus 100 pounds 10 times in a minute, okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, doing 100 pounds, let's say it's a power clean, right? A 100-pound power clean 10 times is not that hard, right? Especially, I could probably do that in 20 seconds, right? That wouldn't even take a minute. But doing a 200-pound power clean 5 times in a minute gets a little bit harder. However, same amount of intensity, right? Same amount of intensity. So if you think about it like that, one way that you can actually increase your intensity is lowering the weight on your workouts, okay? Going down in weight, kind of checking your ego at the door, saying, I'm gonna lower that weight and I'm gonna get that intensity a lot higher because I'm doing more work, right? So lifting more weight in a shorter amount of time than I would be if I was doing a heavier weight, right? So it doesn't really matter if you're doing 200 pounds 10 times if it takes you 5 minutes versus doing 100 pounds 20 times if it only takes you 40 seconds, right? The 40-second option is gonna be a lot better. You've lifted the same amount of weight in a lot shorter time, okay? So that's one way that you can increase intensity is lighter weight. So faster transitions, lighter weight, and then movement speed we kind of talked about. So say for example, I mean, you can do a set of 5 toes to bar and it takes you 10 seconds, or you can do a set of 5 toes to bar and it takes you 3 seconds, right? And that's minor, it's a very short example. But say you do that 100 times in your workout, then all of a sudden you're 200 seconds, right? 3 minutes of a difference. And you're probably not gonna be doing a workout like that, but it's just an example. So moving slightly faster is gonna help you increase your intensity. So this is like the end game, right? I'm not, for a lot of people that's unrealistic to say that we're just gonna do things faster, right? You probably would be if you could. But being intentional in your workouts about practicing your movement speed and doing things faster, more efficiently, right? Getting your elbows through quickly in a clean, locking out overhead quickly and standing back up and bringing it back down fast on a shoulder overhead instead of kind of lingering and then coming up and then bringing it back down and pausing and then going again, right? Getting those fast movements down. Not only is that going to decrease the total time of your workout, which obviously increases the intensity, but also you're just going to be getting those reps in faster, so you're able to do more in the given amount of time that you have, right? So for visual people out there, let's look at it one more time. Quick review: intensity equals power, which is work over time. If you can do more work in less time, you're going to have a higher intensity. And 3 simple ways that don't take a whole lot of willpower and thought are just improving your transitions, getting that movement speed a little bit quicker, intentionally practicing going fast, and then working with lighter weights. So not trying to go too heavy, but working with lighter weights and getting a lot of reps done in a short amount of time. Okay? Hope that was helpful, guys. Just some quick ways to increase your intensity and get better results in the gym when you are working out. Hope that was helpful. We'll see you guys soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. and hopefully I'll see you guys in person pretty soon. All right? Have a great day.